As long as I'm spoiled with a special tool, I guess I might as well use it. Lay it on there like so. Okay, once it starts, pull the tool off. Let the washer go down. Put the special tool back on there. Make sure you drive her good and home. Take the special tool off. Next is the seal. Here again, a little bit of lube. Goes a long way. Put it on before and after. Get it down about flush. Special tool again. Make sure that you're below the circlip hole and insert the circlip. Take a screwdriver. Try not to scratch a fork tube if you can help it. Push it down, you'll hear the audible click that it's going where it wants to go. A little bit of lube. For a little bit here while we prepare for fork oil. That's how you replace the seals and guide bushings. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to tighten up the fork cap on what would be the left side, or the right side. No, it would be the left side. Well, I guess it depends if you're looking at the bike or sitting on the bike. But you take a wrench and you want to tighten this side up. I know that that side didn't move because it was under spring pressure. So now that that's good and tight, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take these forks. Also, you'll be doing this on the bike. You don't really have a bike to work on right now. It's all taken apart. But what you want to do is you want to gauge how the front axle will go through. And how we're doing that is we installed the forks. We gave just maybe a 32nd of an inch, push the forks through the top of the tree as if they were mounted in the bike. And you want to tighten this fork down, at least the cap. We don't have fluid in these yet, of course. And now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adjusting this one so it doesn't have preload on it and you can get your axle through. We're going to tighten this nut, we're going to bolt it down, and then we're going to slide an axle through and see how we come out. Okay, now we've got this all set up. We're checking our free spring, our spring free length. If you take a look right down here, you can see that when this axle gets pressed in, it's a little bit low. I mean, it will go in, but it's just a little bit low. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to take that cap off, and we need to bring this fork up whatever distance to slide that through properly. You have to have the cap tight, so you're going to have to maybe do this once or twice in order to check it. So basically, unscrew the cap, take that bolt or the nut underneath the cap and screw it down about 1.5 threads, and then reassemble the cap and check it again just like we did here. Eventually this should be able to pull through this fork and slide right in there without any force. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to loosen this up. We're going to take this down whatever amount we needed. We're going to screw the cap down to meet it, and we're going to tighten that back up. Like so. You want to slide that back up and in there, and make sure that you don't cross thread this. Okay, now by adjusting that just a little bit, you can see that when you slide this axle through, it'll actually go right in the hole. This will aid in installation when you go to put your tire on.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and finish up the fork install here. I'm going to put in the fork oil. I've got it pre-measured already. The right side takes 23 ounces, left side takes 26 ounces. Got some Honda fork oil here. These are completely assembled, so I'm just going to go ahead and slowly pour in the oil.
You want to make sure you get all this cleaned out. We didn't show it on the last one, but we did take a rag and we shoved it all the way through here with basically a broom handle or whatever you got. You don't want to do it with a piece of steel. You want to make sure you get all this cleaned out. We didn't show it on the last one, but we did take a rag and we shoved it all the way through here with basically a broom handle or whatever you got. You don't want to do it with a piece of steel. It's going to scar up the edges, but it should basically look like a mirror finish. Then what you want to do is you want to take your fork tube, be nice and easy with it, try not to scar the edges. Normally I like to keep all that off to one end and I'll tape it up just so it's out of my way. Now, as I said before, as long as I got the Honda tool, I'm going to use it. But I have taken in the past a zip tie, squeeze this thing together and get it down inside, and I've made basically a piece of aluminum that I can come down and get against that bearing and press it in. This tool is kind of nice because it covers any bike that I do. That's why I use this. But as long as I have the right tools. But if you can imagine this getting down in there and then pounding on the top of this, the aluminum will not hurt the steel. It works pretty decent. Some people will actually get a piece of PVC. I think it's 2-inch. I'll put it at the end of the video. But you can take PVC and use that as a slide hammer also. But again, I have taken in the past a zip tie, squeeze this thing together and get it down inside, and I've made basically a piece of aluminum that I can come down and get against that bearing and press it in. This tool is kind of nice because it covers any bike that I do. That's why I use this. But as long as I have the right tools. But if you can imagine this getting down in there and then pounding on the top of this, the aluminum will not hurt the steel. It works pretty decent.